Easy. It is now in possession of myself and Sean Austino, the man, the myth, the legend, the father. How are you doing today, Sean?
I'm doing well, Denominate. Had a little bit of a nice, tasty beverage before we got started here. So it's nice to feel a little bit relaxing on this Thursday night. Weekend's about to be
It's
here.
nice to be hydrated.
It's nice to be very, very hydrated. You know, that gin can do wonders. And it's great to be watching and casting some Vainglory here on the Halcyon Elite League. And it looks like we do have a ban for Grace and a ban for Varia on A and B side respectively. So Nova definitely doesn't want that potentially CP or weapon power Varia to come through. And Arden is actually prioritized as the first pick for Vision Gaming. So we've seen Shaded Talent play a pretty dang good captain, and Arden's one of those top 4 captains out there who's a very strong pick.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you'd expect over here on the B side of the draft, getting over to the side of Nova, you'd likely see either a flex pick here or going with another captain just for that safety net. There's the Churnwalker right there. So obviously going with the captain route, not wanting to commit too much to their carries. Now this is going to give each team another ban phase. We'll typically see another carry banned away here by the side of Nova on the B side. And, usually if you get that flex pick in the first spot, you will see a second captain ban on the A side. But because the Churnwalker was picked up, we'll probably see something like the Rona ban come out here now that the Sky has been taken off the table.
Yeah, so potentially the Rona ban, but actually a Samuel ban. So they don't want to see Lone Delphi throwing out that really mean Samuel like you were talking about, the nominee. But yeah, it looks like we're going to be having one of the carries actually picked up by Nova here next. Churnwalker has a lot of versatility, so you can work with a lot of people here. And there's that Rona, just because she wasn't banned, she's prioritized and picked up here by Nova.
Yeah, she is. Again, that Sky ban was a clear answer by the side of Nova. We want the Rona. We don't want you to be able to contest it. Because they banned away the Samuel, which I'm going to throw out was probably not the best ban, in all honesty. I'm just going to shovel it rough, man. This Rona into the Krull, while Krull can be a little bit effective into Rona, Rona builds stacks 4 times the rate that a Krull will, assuming the fight breaks out at even times. And it just makes Rona very difficult to deal with. And this is going to be Vision Gaming pulling out their dreaded lane Krull, going to be going on to PvP Warrior. We've seen it work in the past. This is Nova Esports we're up against, though. They are a Vainglory 8 professional team. They practice, and we'll have to see if the innovation coming out of Vision can compete with the consistency that Nova brings to the table.
Yeah, Nova does have that consistency denominate. We do see a Rhyme actually picked up by them. So that's going to be a really good melee counter to the all-melee team that we have over there for Vision Gaming. He's just got, both of these heroes here are going to be able to just sustain in these fights and have so many barriers coming up with the damage they're dealing. It's going to be a bloodbath here, potentially. And it looks like we are going to be loading into the fold right now. We do see teams are getting started up here.
Yeah, Delphi getting on this Rhyme here. We'll have to see if he can have the impact. Kashka and Rhyme, they kind of go back and forth in the jungle. Kashka has the mobility to dance around the Rhyme and avoid those Winter Spires, but Rhyme also has the ability to take away some of Kashka's mobility. And it's usually a battle of who can do their job the best that comes out on top. Delphi, a quite widely known Rhyme, again, on these aggressive Crystal junglers. Kaz got himself a Kashka, again, a very aggressive Crystal jungler. I'm a little bit worried as we get to the later portion of the game, though, where the Churnwalker and the Rona are really just going to start to destroy faces.
Yeah, really destroy faces. Very nicely put, Denominate. Well, game 1 of the second series for tonight, Vision Gaming versus Nova Esports, is underway. And we have the usual captains rotating through the jungle, getting those level 2 power spikes. And if I was going to say anything here about anybody taking the Elder Tree in first, it's probably going to be Nova here. Though it's not going to be uncontested. We do have them stacking up onto that Elder Tree, and it looks like they did end up taking it away. And we have a bit of a skirmish here. FPG is going pretty low. He's down to about half health. Kaz chasing him through the jungle. But PvP Warrior is going pretty low himself, and he's taken out by Lone Delphi. First blood going onto Nova, and or for Nova, rather. So Shaded Talent, and it looks like Kaz are going to have to port away to safety so that they don't give over an early ace, man. But Fireworks coming out here on the fold pretty early, Denominate.
Yeah, and again, that's what we expect in this meta. It is all about getting that early aggressive jungle, getting that hyper carry late game laner like the Rona, like the Ringos, like this Kroll that the side of Vision have been able to pull together and make work here in the lane, which, shy of them pulling off, the last time I really saw a lane Kroll work out for anybody was our friend over at SCMC, Eddie Endress, back when he used to be a competitive player. And that was a long time ago, Sean. That's been a couple years now, in fact. And
and in esports, that's a very, very long time.
That is a very, very long time in esports, and we're gonna go ahead and see it reemerge here. And it's something that Vision had really coined. But this damage on this turret from Nova, they're looking to try to take it down, not quite able to finish it off.
Oh man, and you know what? What's really interesting here is that we don't have a very good lane clear from PvP Warrior on this Cruel. He's not able to take out that wave. Looks like FPG is going pretty low, but they're going to go ahead and back off a little bit. Eco had that hook and chain in there. He's going to throw one out to PvP Warrior, and he's not done yet, but the Torment pulls him back. He's going to have to throw some damage down onto Echo, and it looks like the teams are just going to back away. But yeah, PvP Warrior not able to clear out that wave, and it allowed FPG and the rest of Nova to just get so much damage onto that turret. And oh my goodness, we have Lone Delphi actually taken out by PvP Warrior. So second blood going on to them, and it's a back and forth here, 3.5 minutes into the game.
Yeah, and that's the kind of games I really like to see. I don't love seeing a snowball every single game, so it's nice to see the competition here in North America has become so close amongst many of these teams. Again, this is Vainglory 8's Nova playing right now, but Vision Gaming also recently secured themselves a spot here in the Vainglory 8, moving on up the challenge battles at the end of the autumn season. So this is a good test for them. Obviously, we saw Vision go up against Tribe, and we've seen Team Hazard, who is now from Mars, go up against Tribe as well. That was what we kind of considered the initiation, going up against the world champion. This is the real test, though. It's much more even footing for these teams to play off against each other, and we've really seen it so far this game. We're dead even here at the 4.5, moving on to 5-minute mark. There's a little bit more of an objective lead on that first turret for the side of Nova, but we can never count Vision out. These guys play so well together. Here we go.
Yeah, FPG's taken down pretty low, and he's going to have to back off there. PvP Warrior going low himself, pops that healing flask, and he's going to back out a little bit there. But Scout Traps popped in that mustache bush, and it looks like we have a little bit of a wedge between the members of Vision Gaming. So the question is, will Lone Delphi be able to take on Shaded Talent here in this tri-bush? But it looks like they're just going to keep poking at each other, and Nova's going to rotate down. But yeah, you know, even footing is definitely what I would say, Denominate, because we did see them in VIS Pro last week going up against each other. And when they went up against each other, it was a whole 5-game series, and Vision ended up coming out on top. And I would say probably just barely at the skin of their teeth, Nova could easily have come back and won the series as well. So having these two Vainglory 8 teams go up against each other, it's a very fascinating thing to see. And if we whoever makes it through this series could potentially go up against Hammers. It'll be interesting to see another middle of the road team going up against whoever wins this particular series here, Denominate.
Yeah, absolutely. Kaz looking to get the rotation up, was looking for any damage he could get onto FBG. Wasn't quite going to be what he was looking for. PvP Warrior, Breaking Point complete. Kaz, Aftershock complete. This is where Koshka really starts to take off and needs to be aggressive. You have that Yummy Catnip Frenzy, you have the burst damage coming out of the Aftershock, and you need to use that to your advantage while you have it, because as the game gets longer and longer, Kaz is going to start to struggle more and more against the Rona, Rhyme, and Churnwalker. So they need to capitalize early on here, as this might be a first turret going over to the side of Nova.
Yeah, if they're able to push this wave up pretty effectively, and it looks like they're going to drop its shields.
Ooh,
but
close.
we do see a little bit of chip damage going on to the turret, but nothing too substantial here. Nova keeping the pressure pretty good right now, and though things with kills and gold are a bit even, they're 300 gold, 400 now in the advantage of Nova Esports. So with this wave clear and the level 6 actually being hit by FPG, we could get some initiation with Red Mist here, some into the fray, but we're going to have to wait to see what the teams do. At the moment, we do have a Dragon's Eye as well built on Lone Delphi, potentially building towards an Eve of Harvest next with that energy battery in tow. FPG does have that Serpent's Mask, so that's pretty good item power spike for him, and he's at level 7 right now. Kaz is at level 8, so he's actually matched with Lone Delphi there in the jungle. And we almost, I think we have all level 6 power spikes hit by the carries. So once we have the Trespass online for Eco, we could potentially be seeing some fireworks here coming out from Nova.
Yeah, absolutely could. I'm interested to see the breaking point and how it's going to scale up here for PvP Warrior. I touched on it a little bit during the draft, is that Rona scales up breaking point roughly 4 times the rate that Krull does, especially when you're into a triple melee scenario like this Rona is. So overall, FPG, he's in a beautiful spot, but here comes the Gauntlet.
Here we go, blocked out Gauntlet actually, and we do see FPG getting out of there by the skin of his teeth down to about half health. PvP Warrior getting a little bit of chip damage from those Winter Spires onto him. Torment pulls him back, but Eco, he's going pretty low himself. A good from Hell's Heart stuns him up, and a Fountain actually does come out, but FPG does get another kill onto Kaz. And good Valkyrie lands, doing some serious damage on the PvP Warrior, and he's taken out! Shaded Talent, he's the only one alive. He's going to have to go back there. The chill doesn't quite get him for the root, and he's able to back off under protection of his turret.
Yeah, looking for it, but FPG, he's going to take away the protection of that turret here pretty quickly. I'm actually surprised he didn't use the Into the Fray to actually try to cut Shaded Talent off and pick up a kill there. But I'm going to go ahead and clean out the wave. He's sitting on 2,000 gold, so he's going to take the opportunity to pick up that breaking point. And this is where Rona really starts to be a scary threat. PvP Warrior struggling to get that second tier 3 item online, sitting down just now approaching 70 CS here at the 9-minute mark. FPG approaching 90. So we definitely see a little bit of an edge building up for the Rona. It is substantially easier to last hit with the Rona, though, I will say so myself.
Yeah, her foe splitter is pretty quick. I'm sorry, you were going on, Kaz?
Yeah, Kaz is working into a broken myth, trying to keep the power spike alive here for the Koshka, but overall, it's been Nova finding just a little bit of a better edge in these past couple fights. As a result, they've been able to take down that first objective, and they are now rotating as a team to the jungle shop, looking to get some of this gold that Delphi has in pocket spent, so they can look for the next fight.
A 20 CS difference, if you look at the lane matchup denominator, is a pretty big deal. And when they have extra gold to spend, picking up those weapon and crystal infusions there, it's going to be pretty good for Nova. They really want to fight right now. So here we go. Into the Fray comes in. Foe Splitter, Red Mist, spin to win. PvP Warrior not taken down quite enough. He did have that barrier up for himself due to his Dead Man's Rush, so he's able to get out of dodge. And FPG working really well to clear this lane. Just the Foe Splitter and the damage that she's able to do is just able to clear out those minion waves so quickly. But Shaded Talent doing well, able to pull that wave down a little bit. And we have some vision being prioritized by Eco.
Yeah, get out of dodge. Just don't get into a ford, as the Crystal Sentry is now taken down by Nova, maintaining their aggression throughout all parts of this game. Despite only a very small gold lead, they feel very in control at this point. As we see these fights break out, it's almost always Vision being on the back foot. And, it's kind of a rough spot for the Koshka to be in. This fight's breaking out, though. Here's the trespass.
And here we go. Kaz is going pretty low, but he's able to kite away and dive backwards. Shaded Talent, you're in a bad spot, my friend. Bad spot, dude. He uses the gauntlet defensively to get away. Is he able to survive? Oh, man, that heroic perk, Julia's Gift, able to sustain him up, and he vanguards himself to safety. And it looks like FPG is in a pretty good spot here with the rest of Nova. They're taking down this turret down to half health. He's kiting backwards. Now they're focusing onto PvP Warrior. He's taken down to about health. Shaded Talent, what are you doing diving in there, man? Be careful, FPG. He's throwing out that red mist, hitting everybody, getting those barriers, man, from Hell's Heart. Stuns up, but it's not enough. Lone Delphi takes out PvP Warrior, and Kaz falls next. Lone Delphi now rotating into the jungle, and here we go. Nova pushing into the tier 2 turret, aced minion wave to boot. 1-6 right now, 11:45 into the game. Denominate, what's going on here? I fear we may have lost Denominate. I do not hear him. Not sure if he is coughing because he is not feeling too well. But
Yeah,
Crystal Sentry
that's
was
been the case.
There we go. Crystal Sentry was eliminated. Denominate, what does Vision Gaming have to do to get themselves out of this situation?
Well, the problem with this draft, in my opinion, is the fact that the Krull takes so long to come online that the Koshka's really fallen off, but it looks like Nova might be looking for another fight here. Gauntlet is not ready for Shaded Talent, so Vision, they do have to be wary, as that Trespass is ready to go for Eco. He has an Atlas Pauldron, he has a Fountain, and he has a Crucible ready to go. We see Shaded Talent struggling to get that tier 3 online, has now picked up the Echo, so once that Gauntlet's online here in just a couple seconds, this is where Vision may actually look to take a fight for themselves, and if they can effectively get a stun down onto FPG that locks him out of his red mist, they may look to collapse there and pick up a kill, but everything kind of has to fall perfectly into play for them because of just the control that Nova have had and the rotations that Nova has made. They're almost always catching one person just a little bit out of position where they're able to get some damage down before the fight truly breaks out, and that gives them the edge right from the beginning.
Yeah, that's true. In one of those last team fights, Kaz was taken down to less than half health, and he had to rotate away. But Lone Delphi looks like he's getting some aggression going in right now. And they're going into this party bush right here. Will they be able to do anything about it? Lone Delphi, he's going pretty low himself, but he's sustaining. Valkyrie comes down. PvP Warrior, he's dropping low. Gauntlet is down as well. Lone Delphi, everybody's fighting here. Max Rage, Hell's Heart is actually blocked out. Really good block. Shaded Talent, he is dealing with 3 members here, but we have Lone Delphi going after the Crystal Sentry. It's eliminated 14 minutes in, and now we have a walk in the park with Eco's dog. There he goes, Shaded Talent, aced. And now we have this choke point turret. Surely going to go down, Denominate.
Yeah, definitely looking like it. Nova, they, again, are in control of every single one of these fights. They're in control of the objective lead. They're in control of the gold lead. And it went from a very even game despite it always feeling like Nova was in control. At that point, when I mentioned it, Nova was only about 1,000 gold ahead. That was about 5 minutes ago, and they've increased that gold lead to a full 5,000 now. So definitely see that Nova, once they felt comfortable, they've been able to pick up every fight really since then. They've been able to pick up jungle farm as they make their rotations, been able to pick up the jungle objectives. And when they pick up an ace, they make sure they take down that extra turret and get their way one step closer to picking up a win here in Game 1.
Yeah, they're working on this gold miner right now. It looks like it may be contested by Vision Gaming, but it looks like they're going to be body blocking it pretty well. Kaz and Shaded Talent rotating away. PvP Warrior trying to get a little sneaky in that tiny bush there, but Eco spotted him out with that flare, threw some hook and chain onto him, but he was able to break it. Rotate away. Kraken is on the board now, and we have a lot of control, a lot of vision control actually by Nova on their side of the jungle, and this Kraken is down to half health already, Denominate, and they might be using it to bait him in, try to start up a fight here. Eco's going pretty low himself. Gauntlet does come down, and we see a lot of blocks all over the place. Valkyrie is out. Nobody is dead yet, but we do have the Kraken going over to Nova, And Lone Delphi, woo, he took it himself. Eco's actually fallen though. PvP Warrior's fallen as well, so it's a 1-for-1 trade here. But Kraken is on the leash for Nova Esports. Here we go. Kraken marching down the lane here.
Lone Delphi on the run, man. Kaz trying to get away from FPG here. Lone Delphi coming for the block off, though.
Yeah, here we go, Denominate. Yeah, Kaz, he's trying to do a little bit of damage onto that Kraken, but he's taken down pretty low. He's going to have to go back to his healing fountain over at the base there. But things are not looking so good for Lone Delphi. He's got a pretty good barrier himself, but he's kiting away, throwing out those Winter Spires and those chill winds. And PvP Warrior's doing what he can here, man. Kaz, he's getting pretty low. He's hurt. He's dead. Ridiculous. For FPG, he's at 7-0-4 right now. The one Vein Crystal turret is remaining here. Kraken is so healthy, they're not going to be able to do anything about it. We have a chase out here in the jungle. PvP Warrior, what are you doing, man? Your base is under siege. Everybody's going to die. You're going to have that Vein Crystal explode. That's all about, that's it, man. That's all. They've pretty much just given up, Denominate.
Yeah, it looks to be the case. They lost out on Kaz. PvP Warrior was in combat in the middle of Texas or something. I don't know. But it wasn't on the Halcyon Fold. So that's going to be the first win going over to the side of Nova. And, you know, again, even early on when things on paper looked very even, it was Nova being the confident ones. It was Nova making the executions when they saw fit because they just had the confidence. Even before they really had the power spike. So really well played to both of these teams. I do believe fully that Vision Gaming has the potential to push this to a Game 3. You know, any other thoughts that you have here, Sean, to wrap up Game 1?
Yeah, I really think that Nova played a near perfect game here. They only gave up 2 kills, which is it's really amazing. And we saw FPG just doing so much work, so much aggression here with only a 2-weapon power item, Rona, and just being able to dive in continuously into the fray, excellently done, and just provide so much of a distraction. And Lone Delphi kiting away over and over again. The name of this game was Sustain with those barriers. Because FPG and Lone Delphi were able to just keep their barriers up for so long, they mitigated a lot of damage. They were able to stay in the fights and put out a lot of damage, and that's what ended up winning them the game. Really well done to Nova Esports. And let's go ahead